As Formula One heads toward the Belgian Grand Prix, significant changes are unfolding throughout the paddock. Dutch publications continue suggesting Max Verstappen remains uncommitted beyond this season, speculating about a potential departure from Red Bull should the team struggle to return to winning form in upcoming races. Simultaneously, German sources indicate George Russell's contract extension with Mercedes is approaching finalization, with official announcement expected imminently. Russell's behavior during recent press conferences appears to support these contract negotiations. The sport's governing body also faces potential leadership changes as Tim Mayer, challenging current FIA President Ben Sulayem, has unveiled his campaign platform after earlier delays. His proposal emphasizes restoring democratic principles to the FIA, highlighting concerns about elected oversight officials being dismissible by the very executives they monitor. Spa-Francorchamps preparations show varying rear-wing setups among teams. Ferrari demonstrates particular focus on experimental approaches, driven by their newly implemented rear suspension system currently undergoing refinement. The SF25's updated rear suspension components address the car's tendency toward rear instability under braking, which previously impacted corner entry dynamics and created front-end understeer that produced cascading handling issues. Ferrari's engineering objective centers on lowering rear ride height while preventing excessive suspension rigidity, preserving tire contact patch performance. Charles Leclerc acknowledged limited initial feedback regarding handling changes during testing, though he deliberately avoided detailed technical commentary. Assessment proved challenging as drivers lacked reference data from the previous suspension configuration on similar circuits, while test sessions utilized promotional tires rather than race compounds. Nevertheless, data analysis reportedly confirmed benefits from the redesigned rear suspension layout. Leclerc has adopted more cautious communication following previous incidents where candid remarks about team issues sparked media speculation about power unit difficulties. He currently considers making broad statements about suspension performance inadvisable. Lewis Hamilton also addressed the testing phase, explaining it merely represented a demonstration event with no noticeable alterations in car behavior. Hamilton offered intriguing observations about Ferrari's historical performance, noting that despite employing exceptional drivers including Fernando Alonso, Kimi Raikkonen, and Sebastian Vettel over 2 decades, only Raikkonen secured a championship with the team in 2007. Hamilton expressed determination to avoid similar outcomes, stating his intention to challenge established practices since identical approaches yield identical results. He emphasized the significance of his goal given limited remaining career time. Recent weeks saw Hamilton frequently visiting Ferrari's facilities for strategic discussions with various personnel regarding power unit development and suspension configurations for the upcoming season. He also provided measured comments on Christian Horner's departure from Red Bull, recognizing Horner's achievements and the expertise required to manage such complex organizations effectively. Earlier reports suggested Toto Wolff indicated Mercedes would prioritize retaining George Russell alongside Kimi Antonelli when questioned about Verstappen speculation. Russell faced intensive questioning upon arriving at the circuit, firmly stating no deal currently exists and expressing skepticism about completing negotiations within 2 weeks given the packed schedule, including Spa-Hungary and the summer break. Russell demonstrated confidence regarding his position, mentioning minimal concern from his perspective since team leadership would ultimately select their preferred direction, allowing him to respond accordingly. He emphasized focusing on performance while believing that other matters would resolve themselves naturally, considering his seat secure based on merit. Russell asserted Mercedes requires top-tier driving talent and viewed himself among the elite competitors available. Automotor on Sport, a credible German publication, reported Russell nearing contract renewal with Mercedes following productive negotiations between the Silverstone and Spa events. Despite ongoing speculation about Verstappen's possible Red Bull exit, Russell's Mercedes continuation appears more probable, potentially eliminating options for Verstappen's team change. The publication suggests Verstappen will likely remain with Red Bull, not necessarily by preference, but because Mercedes might close that opportunity. This represents a shift from earlier transfer speculation, reasoning that Russell's excellent seasonal performance may not justify the complications associated with pursuing Verstappen, including buyout clauses and managing Jos Verstappen's involvement. Concerning Red Bull's 2026 engine project, initial concerns about development pace have been addressed according to informed sources. Red Bull powertrains has apparently met established performance benchmarks, though reliability questions persist regarding energy recovery and deployment systems. The Ford collaboration progresses satisfactorily, albeit cautiously regarding engine supply due to reliability considerations. While potentially inferior to Mercedes units and initially unreliable, the power plant could provide Verstappen with competitive machinery. Verstappen's press conference included numerous questions about his future plans regarding possible Mercedes opportunities. He responded characteristically, "There's also a chance I won't wake up tomorrow. Life remains unpredictable." He indicated that signing his current contract demonstrated intentions to conclude his career with Red Bull, though acknowledged uncertainty about that likelihood. Inquiries about new team leadership under Lauren Mekies, who transferred from Racing Bulls, revealed that Mekies has already implemented changes, including simulator session modifications, suggesting he brought immediate improvement concepts rather than adopting an observational approach initially. Regarding Horner's departure, Verstappen mentioned it wouldn't influence his decision to remain or leave Red Bull. He dismissed attempting to force Horner's removal, acknowledging that the previous 18 months hadn't unfolded as hoped. Management chose an alternative strategic direction requiring universal acceptance and forward momentum. Speculation about a potential Sardinia meeting with Toto Wolff received notably evasive responses from both parties. Wolff suggested they coincidentally vacationed in the same region, while Verstappen stated he was swimming and such matters didn't interest him. Significantly, neither party explicitly denied meeting, maintaining speculation despite recent reports suggesting the Mercedes move remains unlikely. Weekend weather forecasts indicate possible rain during Friday practice and sprint qualifying sessions in the afternoon. Saturday should remain dry, but Sunday's race increasingly appears destined for wet conditions, with thunderstorms potentially arriving around 5:00 p.m., promising exciting racing if predictions prove accurate. Current assessments suggest Verstappen's departure probability has decreased to approximately 25% from previously estimated 40%, though much depends on contract fulfillment conditions and Red Bull's demonstrated development progress in convincing him to stay. George Russell becomes the focal point as Verstappen's Mercedes connections threaten his position's security. The British driver maintains confidence that he and Mercedes can reach agreement, but Horner's dismissal might create additional uncertainties. Should Russell require alternative options, the complete grid situation created by Verstappen and Red Bull's decline provides various possibilities. The 2025 season continues generating remarkable narratives, particularly with Horner's exit after 20 years with Red Bull. Growing belief that Verstappen might join Mercedes follows reports of him and Wolff being spotted with private aircraft in Sardinia. While potentially meaningless, the timing seems significant given Wolff's stated willingness to pursue even minimal Verstappen acquisition chances. Despite Russell's 2025 race victory and 6 total Mercedes wins, his continuation with the Brackley team through the new regulatory era remains uncertain. Verstappen holds decisive influence as a 4-time world champion representing the grid's most coveted asset. This situation inevitably places Russell considering alternative teams. Currently, Red Bull represents the primary alternative should Russell become available, creating a logical driver exchange between Russell and Verstappen. However, circumstances have changed dramatically with Horner no longer serving as team principal and CEO. Previous plans Horner might have maintained for replacing Verstappen with Russell, evidenced by their documented conversations, may have